Hello everyone, welcome again to my presentation, and today I wish to add on one more part of the SPM speaking paper. So as we all know, the SPM speaking paper consists of three different parts. So part one is like an interview style, whereby, as I have told you before in my first video, that to prepare for it, you need to question yourself about your own particulars, your age, where you study, your hobbies, your favorite food, about yourself, even your birthday. You know, everything about yourself and the people around you, your environment, your school, your hometown. This is what they want. Your daily routine, the things that you do all the time. And today I will discuss with you part 2, which is actually, we call it the individual long term, whereby you present individually. By the way, my name is Dr. Lee. And I come from Bukit Mentajam, which is the northern part of Peninsular Malaysia. And right now, I'm staying in Kluang, Johor. So, for part 2, both candidates will be talking individually. But, if A is speaking, candidate A is speaking, candidate B has to listen and then be ready to answer a supplementary question concerning candidate A's topic. Okay, so I will show you how to do it. And for this part 2, if you are just, if you notice, it is actually like, it's like writing an essay or speaking on a topic whereby there are guidelines. Okay, so normally they will give you about 4 guidelines, like here, where, whom, what, why. So probably it will be better if I underline in red so that you know these are the requirements. So it will help you a lot in your essay writing. So actually, as I see it, the speaking part is very good. It enables you to, to immerse in conversations, being able to present your views and be able to speak by yourself and know about yourself, answering in one sentence. Okay, so this will be very good because part 1 is actually interview. Okay, and it's so important. When you want to apply for a job, I'm sure you have to answer questions. It is very unlikely that you go for an interview and you have to write an essay about yourself. It is highly unlikely. So interviews are very important because when we apply for jobs, we need to go through an interview. So this SPM speaking will actually give you a chance, to speak to strangers. In this situation, of course, it is the examiner whom you have not met before. So examiner in our speaking, we call them the interlocutor. So, not only this, of course, there are many chances whereby, we attend talks and all this, and we might have to give our opinions, or in meetings, or in forums, or in seminars, we are most of the time required to speak. That is why when I look at the SPM English new format 2021, I feel that our Malaysian education system has come up with an excellent way of testing students. I think if you are under this category, if you are a student who had sat for your exam in 2021 and after going to sit for SPM English or the full set paper, I think that you are very lucky because in the past it wasn't done this way, where marks are actually added into the reading and writing paper. So I think that our Malaysian education system has done a good job. They have actually come up with a very wonderful way of testing students in what we call 4 important aspects of any language: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So, if you are sitting for SPM English right now or the future or in 2021, I would say that you are very, very lucky. You have a chance to actually test yourself and know for yourself in which aspect you are poor or very good in, so that you can improve. And later on, when you move on to MUET, M-U-E-T, it is the same. It's the same, except for speaking. In MUET, we have a forum of 4 people, 4 candidates. Whereas for SPM, we have 2 candidates, which, I think is very, very good. This time the English paper is very good. It's very well done and very well created, to help students to master all 4 areas of language, which is actually the correct way. We can't actually say a person is good in a language just based on writing alone, or reading alone, or speaking alone. It has to be all 4. Okay, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And that goes for students who are planning to go overseas. You have to sit for IELTS or TOEFL, and it is still the same. It is the same. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking are 1/4 of each paper, or what you call 25% of the whole paper. Now, part 2, you are given 3 to 4 minutes. Candidate A, and we call it the individual long run. Okay? One person will have to give a short talk, and the other person has to listen, and after that, the other person would have to answer a supplementary question concerning what A has spoken. Let us assume, I just give an example. I thought of this question, I just give an example. For example, an outing you will never forget. So you should say where, whom, what, why. So where the outing was, whom you went with, what the activities were, and why you will never forget this outing. So it's just like a short essay. It's just wonderful, questions are set this way. Okay, so actually, how to answer the question? Well, if I were the candidate, the first thing I would remember is I need to answer the questions first. So I will make sure, and you should also make sure, that you answer all these 4 questions, and adding on examples or suggestions or reasons. So take for example this question, where the outing was. So you can start like this. I want to talk about an outing I will never forget, because as I have mentioned before, students or even adults, we always have a problem how to start. That is a big issue, how to start. Once we have started, it's so easy. It just comes in, there will be a momentum. But how to start is always a question in our minds. Therefore, if I were the candidate, I will answer the question direct. The topic is given, an outing you will never forget. You change to I. So I will say, either I will start by saying, I want to talk about an outing I will never forget. Or I would like to talk about an outing I will never forget. Or I could even say, an outing I will never forget is the one which I went last year. And that is, and then I say the place. And that is, example, let's say, Kota Tinggi Waterfalls. Anything, any place. Okay, you went there for a picnic, so it was an outing. Or, if you are from Penang, Tanjung Bunga Beach, Batu Fringi Beach is perfect. Or Fraser's Hill, just somewhere you went, and whom you went with. So answer the questions first. But of course, when you mention the first one, the outing was in example. The outing was, we went for an outing to, example, Kota Tinggi Waterfalls. okay? And then I just act by myself, you know. I won't just answer. I will say something. I will say, Kota Tinggi Waterfalls is arguably the most beautiful waterfall in Malaysia, or one of the most beautiful places of nature in Malaysia, one of the most beautiful. Okay, and many people, tourists and locals alike, have visited this place. Then only I move to the next question. I just keep answering questions, and I add. So I went with a group of friends, and these friends are my closest friends because we hang out a lot, or we are always together. We carry out a lot of activities together because we are schoolmates. And then I move to the next one. Okay, the activities. So we went there for a picnic, you know, and we swam and we caught fish, you know, we went fishing, and we played games, we sang songs, and we even danced at the waterfall. Okay, then I will answer the next question. I will never forget this outing because we had so much fun, and it was so relaxing for me. You know, I could actually let my hair down, which means to relax. And it was so much fun because it was after the school exam, and you know, we were looking forward to having a good time, relaxing after our exam. You see? So you need to answer every question, but if you just answer the question, you probably will get, you know, you will pass because you have answered everything. But your answers might be a bit short and there's no elaboration. We need to elaborate. Just add 1 or 2 lines, add 1 or 2, add 1 or 2. Okay? And then of course, candidate, we will be listening, and after that, the interlocutor will ask candidate B. Candidate B, have you been to an outing? I just give an example. Then you will answer, oh yes, I've been to an outing. And then, because the next question is, did you enjoy it, right? So you just have to extend. Okay, so yes, I've been on an outing with my friends or with my family to the Desaru Beach, or to Fraser's Hill, or to, you know, like just now I mentioned, to what do you call, the Tanjung Bunga Beach, Batu Fringhi Beach, you know, just anywhere. And then the next question, normally they will ask you, did you enjoy it? Oh yes, I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it very much. Because I had the opportunity to go for an outing together with my friends. Not like usual, I go with my parents, with my family. This time it's just me and my friends, and you know, we really had a good time. You know, something like this, you know, expression, free expression. Just express yourself and talk freely. As for candidate B, maybe the question was, can you tell me, or can you talk about your favorite novel? So, of course, the same story, you can say, I want to talk about my favorite novel, or I would like to talk about my favorite novel. I told you before, the best is to answer the question. Okay, then what, who, what, why. So what the title is, the author, what it is about, why it is your favorite novel. Okay, so probably, you know, I have read many books, or in my free time I like to read novels. But my favorite novel, which I have read at least 3 times, is Harry Potter. Example, Harry Potter, the final episode. And the author is J.K. Rowling, who is based in London. So actually, this book is, you know, written by an English woman, an English author, J.K. Rowling. And then you can go about what it is about. So give a gist of the story. Tell us a little bit about the story about Harry Potter. And after that, why it is your favorite novel. So it is my favorite novel because it is very creative and innovative. It gives me a lot of imagination. And the story, the novel is so intriguing, exciting and interesting that I actually imagine myself to be Harry Potter in a world of imagination. So it has taken me out of this world into another world, an imaginative world. Okay, something like this. I think that would be a wonderful way of answering. So for candidate A, do you like to read novels? Oh yes, I like to read novels very much. Or no, actually I do not like, or I don't like to read novels. I prefer to watch movies, for example. Okay, and then why or why not? So if you say no, of course you must say why not. Okay, if you say yes, then we say why. So normally we don't wait for the interlocutor to say, to ask you, why or why not. We can just directly say because, this is because. Okay, so whether it is yes or no is your own opinion. You can say yes, you can say no. That is why there is a question called why not. So it's up to you. Okay, but provide a reason, just to elaborate on your answers instead of waiting for why and why not. Because most of the time you will be asked why or why not. You see, so why wait? Just go ahead and express. As I said, free expression. Express freely. Talk. If you are supposed to speak, go and speak. Go ahead and speak. If you are supposed to listen, then listen. So we should not be listening when we are supposed to be speaking. And we should not be speaking when we are supposed to be listening. Alright? So just focus on the things that you have to do. Focus on the part that you are playing. Speaking, therefore speak. Okay? So for this part, how to prepare? Remember that if I were the candidate, how would I prepare for such things? I would think of certain topics. Of course, as I mentioned, the fastest way is to go to Google. So you just type, topics for, individual long-term in SPM 2023 or 21 or 22, it doesn't matter. Or you don't even have to put the date. Okay? Or you can say a format, not 2021 format. They'll give you a list of topics. Just read up. Just read up, but remember, when you read on a topic, you have to think by yourself. Give examples, reasons, reasons, or even suggestions. Like even here, why it is your favorite novel? Should you just stop at saying, it is my favorite novel because it brings me to another world, a world of imagination, a world that doesn't exist, but it's so real that I actually found myself in the world and taking the place of Harry Potter. And I would recommend this book to anyone who loves reading and who loves to be in the world of imagination. Why not? Why not? You can recommend. So suggestions, examples, you can give reasons, okay, to back up so that your answers will be very persuasive. Okay, we can persuade the listeners to actually accept us and to agree with us. Okay, so that's all for part 2, the individual long term for your SPM English speaking test, part 2. So I would like to end this presentation. So the same thing, I repeat, okay, my YouTube channel. Visit my YouTube channel if you want to learn more. Go to my TikTok. These are my 2 accounts. Go and have a look if you want, if you like to learn more about English. Here I focus on speaking, and of course, hopefully, you need not have to do it, but if you like to do it, I don't mind if you WhatsApp me, and please do not call me because sometimes I may be teaching, I may be doing some work, so I normally don't answer telephone calls because I have a lot of things to do, and mostly in my free time I like to upload videos. So again, or I like to to take videos of myself, to record and to teach online. Therefore I don't have much time to actually answer phone calls. But if you like to WhatsApp me, if you have any problems in YouTube, you can post your questions in YouTube or in my TikTok, or even WhatsApp me if you want. Okay, so even in my Facebook. If you are my Facebook friend, okay, you can also look at my Facebook, and if you have questions, you can ask me. All right, so that's all. Goodbye.